Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Hybrid Entertainment, your one-stop shop for all things pop culture, and that now includes one of the most groundbreaking and thoughtfully provoking fantasy series of the past decade, The Witcher. For those of you unaware, a Netflix series has been in the works for quite some time, dating back as early as 2017 with the announcement, and it will see its own adaptation of Geralt of Rivia's adventures on the small screen. But just what can we expect from this new show? That's what we here at Hybrid hope to answer. Before we go any farther, how about a little bit of backdrop? The Witcher is a series of short stories, novels, and arcs written and conceived by Polish author Andrzej Sapkowski, first published in the fantasy magazine known as Fantastica in 1986, with the short story Wiedźmin, which, for English speakers, translates to The Witcher. The series continued as a number of short story collections throughout the 80s before their popularity became so extensive, they eventually became fully fledged book series within the mid-90s. The first book, Blood of Elves, was published in 1994. The series is set on an unnamed continent in a world very different from our own, one that explores elements of magic, dangerous creatures, and the darker side of humanity that pervades throughout it. Lord of the Rings, this is not. The main reason for this backdrop is to clear up any sort of misunderstandings. If you're familiar with the Witcher name, I'm willing to bet it's because a majority of you have played through the video game series by CD Projekt Red. While the games serve to develop their own story and have amassed their own assortment of fans, it's important to understand the position of the book series, if only because that is what the Netflix series is adapting. Showrunner Lauren Hissack has said as much in the past, speaking with Entertainment Weekly on how it's a straight adaptation of the books. They, the video games, went one way, we actually get to go another. Hissack has further elaborated that the Witcher short stories are the main source of inspiration for adapting the world, with a number of titles also serving as inspiration in terms of story and tone. Of course, speaking on that, it's important to clarify what kind of show viewers are getting into. Genre is so hard to define these days, and with the plethora of fantasy series being developed, the most important selling point of a story is generally going to be the tone behind it. Speaking with SFX Magazine, special effects supervisor Julian Perry has expressed that the show is taking more of a horror approach to its story. I definitely think it leans more towards horror. We're definitely taking the fantasy out. I can honestly say we're not fantastical. I mean, it's fantastical, but in a grounded horror sense. For example, with Striga, a woman cursed to live as a monster, that's one gnarly looking thing. That's very unpleasant. A Striga, in this case, is a woman that's been cursed to transform into a horrid creature that kills and devours anything in its sight, losing their humanity in the process. So it seems like it's keeping in line with one of the central themes of the original series, even if its attempts may lead to it focusing on a darker narrative overall. Speaking further on that tone, the actual plot of the series is a bit mum at the moment. Netflix has their own synopsis of the series on their page, describing it as based on the best-selling fantasy series The Witcher is an epic tale of fate and family. Geralt of Rivia, a solitary monster hunter, struggles to find his place in a world where people often prove more wicked than beasts. But when destiny hurdles him toward a powerful sorceress and a young princess with a dangerous secret, the three must learn to navigate the increasingly volatile continent together. Speaking of, we've been talking all this time, and yet we don't even have a real idea on our central cast. So, while the full cast has definitely been detailed since the announcement, it's probably imperative to simply lay out the central three characters. Henry Cavill of Tudors and DCEU Superman fame is going to be portraying Geralt of Rivia, a Witcher, and the central point of view character for the story. The show seems like it's exploring his personal journey to discover where he stands in the world, and navigate it according to his own morals and principles. Anya Chalotra will be playing Yennefer, a dark-haired, violet-eyed sorceress with a deep connection to Geralt. One of the central themes surrounding her character is a desire to be a motherly sort of figure, a desire she fulfills upon meeting Ciri. Speaking of, Ciri's going to be played by Freya Allan, a young princess with a large reserve of untapped potential. Throughout the story, and most likely the Netflix series, Geralt acts as a sort of parental figure for Ciri, helping to raise her and give her time to come to grips with her innate magical power. The series is set to be 8 episodes in length, and while there are no as of yet confirmed talks for more seasons, Hissack has gone on record saying that she's kept her plans pretty close to the chest, having already mapped out plans for 7 seasons worth of stories, according to SFX Magazine. While that's certainly a lot, it's not altogether unsurprising. Hisik has laid out that she's constantly thinking about how to capture audiences for years at a time, something that's been apparent with a lot of streaming and television series in the past couple of decades. Whether or not Hisik will actually get that chance, only time can tell. But here's to hoping we get many more adventures of Geralt of Rivia in the years to come. What do you guys think? Are you excited for Netflix's take on The Witcher, and what are you most looking forward to from the adaptation? Go ahead and give us a like and subscribe for more of our content, and be sure to hit the bell icon for notifications on all of our videos as soon as they release. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and hit up our website for more content, reviews, and news pieces. Take care, and we'll catch you all next time.